January 29th, we came together here and we talked about all the problems that are happening. We forecast and said there was a storm coming. There was a social Katrina coming. How can any man say he's for education and say he's going to lay off 4,600 teachers? Bloomberg talking about closing 200 senior citizen centers. We have Cuomo, $10 billion deficit. Bears and Stern and all the big guys, they were involved in deliberate fraud. If you and I were involved in that, we would be in prison for a long time. We have to figure out how to unite forces in New York City. There's people doing some wonderful things. March 26th, the International Women's Day, is a great march organized for that day. An anti-war march on April 9th. There's people talking about the greatest May 1st demonstration ever. Struggle is a process. If you can't bring 15 people to the meeting, you can't have a general strike. First of all, we need to show we can bring 10,000 people to a demonstration, 20,000 people. We need to show who we are and what we have, and we can start doing that today, again, in a spirit of unity, in a spirit of resistance, and a spirit that we are all in this together. Show the world, show Wisconsin, show Ohio, show Egypt, show everybody. New York, New York, let's rise up.
Let us balance the budget and say, this is the people's balanced budget plan. And we're going to march for it. We're going to sit in and not leave legislative bodies for it. But this people's balanced budget plan is what we're going to go to our graves for, we'll go to jail for, we'll stop this nation for, we'll stop the state for, we'll stop the cities for. A people's balanced budget plan that will balance the budget off the back of those who can afford it.
I think that one of the most important things we need to do is to do what we do that's right when we're organizing to get people into tenant organizations, when we're organizing to get people into unions, when we're organizing to run candidates. We go door to door. We talk to people. We go to other people's meetings. We let them know what we're doing. We try to find ways to work together. We are respectful. Is it going to be broad? Is it going to be powerful? Is it going to be in every corner of the city, every corner of the state, and all across the country? And are we going to be linked to other people that are doing the same? And if that's what it is, then that's how we have to organize. People have to be mobilized to do what is in their interest to do, but they need to be inspired that they can do that.
I was a couple of months ago in Chicago, and the city, it's the same story in Chicago as it is here, they were going to close down a part of a school, and the mothers, it was all women, it was in the Latino community, took it over and occupied it for weeks until they won that building. One issue, one building, that's not what we want to be about. But we want to build a fire in the city. Because we want to say, in my opinion, that all of this belongs to us.
Wall Street could pay for all of these budget gaps. No school would close. Nobody would be fired. And in Madison, Wisconsin, it's a little difficult for them to march on Wall Street.
Come on now.
But here in the South Bronx and in Brooklyn and Manhattan and Queens and Lower East Side and Staten Island, you know, it's within a stone's throw. So they're waiting for us to open up a new front. So we got March 24th. It's important because the students are walking out, they're going to City Hall, and then they're going to Wall Street. Wall Street is who needs to pay for this budget problem. Tax the rich. The money that didn't go to Wall Street is going to pay for war. And if we're not careful, it might be another war against Libya. Y'all watch it. So we got a big anti-war rally on April 9th here in New York. And then we got May Day. We got May Day in Union Square. And you know, there's talk about greater unity. And so I'm just giving you a couple events, and there may be more. The women are marching later on this month, and there are other things. I think we can do all these things, and instead of seeing them as being counter-opposed to each other, let's see them as being building steps. Some things will be bigger than others, but some things will be more militant. Some of us may decide that the time has come to have an encampment somewhere and say we're going to stay here until we get justice. That might not be the demonstration that's 200,000. That might be the one that's a few thousand. Some of us may decide to go sit in a bank. That's one thing. Some of us may decide that we're going to stay in a hearing. See, but they all have a relationship to each other. Let me just end on what Ramon said. Unity is not only necessary most of the time, but especially when there's an opportunity, to wake up and push back and accomplish something, then unity becomes decisive. So let us all be big enough to see the potential and act accordingly. And we will rock New York the same way they rocked Madison, Wisconsin, and we will open up that front. Tax the rich, bail out the people, not the banks. Freedom Party, bail out the people. South Bronx Coalition, CUNY Mobilization Network.
We need to duplicate on Wall Street what happened in Madison, Wisconsin. March 24th is a day, the reason why it was picked is because around the country they're talking about going on a student strike March 31st. But the reason why it's important is because they look to pass the budget here at the end of March, early April. And if we are going to wage a struggle in the interest of the working class, which students are a part of, even if they haven't entered into the labor movement, it has to be a struggle around an attack that people can see coming down the pipe. And that is the attack of austerity that's happening across the country, and here in New York City and here in New York State.
Understand, we have to stand strong. All the CUNY students in here, I have a challenge for you. Get on that internet. Contact those non-union children, those young people who are in unions, those ones who go to school. Because let me enlighten you, I am Generation X. I was those kids who could not go to college unless they found a way to pay for it because we could not afford to send our children. I have a son in college now, and I'm praying that he can stay and I don't have to pull him out, okay? Understand, it's not going to take the older people in the room. They fought that struggle. You got the benefits of that struggle. Now it's your turn to take that fight on and do it, okay? Them strikes were for everybody. Everybody needs to eat. And the only way we're going to do this is if we do it as one.
Today we have a situation where some of those unions who are marching at a counter demonstration last year want to come together with the May 1st coalition to have a united action. And the May 1st coalition welcomes this development because the immigrant community will not win legalization, which we have earned 100,000 times over, will not win legalization unless we unite with the Black and African American and white and Native American and Arab and union and women and students community. And this is the kind of May Day that we want. And we will struggle for unity.
I support the proposal for an action group or whatever we're going to call it, but just that we need to also, once we have that formed, we need to reach out to all of the anti-budget cuts forces across the city and bring them together.
The people in this room, along with the CUNY people, have the ability, capability, and means to organize at least 10,000 people, and that we make up our mind that we're going to do that. Can I say that we agree to that? March 24th, City Hall to Wall Street, maybe with a people's budget to present to City Hall, and then a march to Wall Street, and we stop by the Bank of America as an example of someone that doesn't pay any taxes. 5 p.m.